I'm Molly from Where's Molly, and in this video we are going to run some little checks and prepare your vehicle for a safe road trip. I have literally just converted this T5 behind me, let me show you, into a camper van. So this is legit me getting ready to go on the road with it. If you lack on the technical side of vehicles like I do, I suggest doing these checks ahead of your road trip so that you've got time to buy products that you need, make amendments that you need, and seek any extra help you need. Road trips are the best thing in the world, but not so much when you break down and it takes away from your time adventuring. So by doing these checks, we are going to reduce the risk of things going wrong. If there are any additional checks that you recommend after you watch this video, please leave them in the comments below. Like, I'm no mechanic, and I would love to hear your feedback. This video is sponsored by Michelin. I am working with them to show you that they are more than tyres, and they have many products that will benefit your lifestyle and life on the road. Okay, so first we are going to open the bonnet. I've got a little pulley down by the driver's seat, and that releases this, and then there's a little latch here which pushes it up. It is best to check everything in the bonnet once the engine has cooled down. That's because it's a pressurized system, and I think if you open things when it's still hot, the pressure can cause liquid to come out and burn you. So let it cool, reduce the injury here. The first thing I'm going to check is the engine coolant, which is in this reservoir here. Mine's got like a pink liquid and a blue top. On the reservoir there are markings that say minimum and maximum, and you want it to be as close to maximum as possible. Mine is actually on minimum and about to go under, so that's something I'm going to grab this week and top up. The second thing I'm going to check is the engine oil, which is on this thing, which is called a dipstick. It's got a little yellow handle. Check the oil, you take it out, you wipe it down with a doily or a cloth so that it's clean. You then pop it back in and push it right down so that when you take it out, you'll then be able to see the level at which your oil is at, and the bit at the end is an indicator. Again, you want it as close to the max as possible. Next, I'm going to check the screen wash fluid, which there's actually a little symbol on the blue cap. I know mine is empty because I tried to use the wipers this morning, so I'm going to top that up with the Michelin concentrate I've got. I mix it with water, and then I pour it in there to top that up. Now that I've topped that up, I'm going to test that the wipers are working, the fluid is coming through, and that I can clean my screen properly. The two last things I'm going to quickly check in my bonnet are the brake fluid level. Mine has got this cap on it, and again there's a minimum and maximum indicator, and mine is on the max, so we're all good. And then I'm going to check the battery. I know mine's actually fine because I literally just had it replaced in my MOT, so I've got a brand new working battery, but that's something to check out as well. Alright, out of the bonnet. Next we want to check that all of our lights are working, so that includes headlights, full beams, indicators and brake lights. Mine are. The next thing we're going to check are the tyres, starting with the tread, which is this bit on the outside of the tyres. The legal minimum tread depth is 1.6 millimeters, and that has to be across the central 3/4 of the tyre and all the way around the tyre. It's really important to check all 4 tyres, and if you have a trailer then obviously those as well, because they all tread differently. I have the brand new Michelin Agilis cross climate tyres, and I've only driven on them a few times, so my tyres are ready and fresh. You're also going to want to check your tyre pressures. Most people do this at the gas or service stations, and they always have the hoses that you put like a pound or something in to check your pressure and top them up. If your tyre pressures aren't optimal for your vehicle or the load of your vehicle, like the weight, this can negatively affect things like your grip on the road, your braking distance, fuel consumption, and ultimately your safety. To check the optimal tyre pressure for your vehicle, you'll need to find the reference. It looks a little something like this. Mine is tucked in the driver's door here. And you can see that there's recommendations for tyre pressures for different loads. So use this as a reference, decide what you're going to go with, and then fill up your tyres. If you are confused, take your vehicle down to your MOT centre or your local service place and get someone to advise you on the appropriate pressure. Tyre pressure is something I actually really worry about, particularly when I'm driving a lot, and so I've just installed the Michelin Tyre Pressure Management System. This is a really cool system. There's basically 4 sensors, one on each of your tyres, and they all connect to a display that you have in your cab with you, so that when you're driving you can keep an eye on your pressures at all times. The little display is actually solar powered too, so you don't have to charge it. I'll pop the link below for the product because it gives me complete peace of mind. I also have this really cool and compact portable Michelin Tyre Inflator. You plug it into the cigarette lighter port in the cab, and you can pump up your tyres wherever you are. So this is great for off-the-grid adventures when you're in the middle of nowhere and you might not be able to get to your service station. It just gives you again peace of mind that you can inflate your tyres wherever you are. Next, I'm just going to do a quick check of all the windows and mirrors in the car, check there's no scratches, dents, check they're clear and clean vision-wise, and Make sure I've got all my little gadgets for snow and frost on the windscreen so that I don't have to get my credit card out of my purse, and everything is ready to go. And lastly, this may seem like an obvious one, but check your fuel. Check you've got enough to get you started, and check how much you've got, because you might want to fill up somewhere that you know is going to be cheap, so that you're not then on the motorway, for example, and left with no choice but to fill up somewhere that's more expensive. Then you don't have to stop off and you can get to your destination. Those are the basic things that I check before I head out on a road trip, but of course keep an eye on when your MOT is due and your service. Most newer cars are now equipped with systems that will light up and flash at you when something is wrong to alert you, but just do make sure you give it a once over and get a second opinion if you need it, so that you're not worsening any underlying issues. We all know car fixes don't tend to be cheap, and they always come at the wrong time.